everybody and welcome to CFC Fan TV. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and enjoyed watching our Premier League Pizza Roundup. If you haven't seen it already, please check it out. I know a lot of you were watching the games at the weekend and saw obviously Mourinho's downfall there with a 3-1 loss to West Ham. So we did discuss that. Although we're not a United channel, it's good to know what our rivals are up to. Although I don't think they're so much our rivals anymore. They seem to be having a bit of a terrible time over there at Old Trafford, don't they? Anyway, please, if you like this video, of course, always subscribe and give it a thumbs up so that I can monitor it and see how we're doing. And if you like me, obviously then I'll be back on your screens, and if not, I'll try and employ somebody else to do my job. But now, hopefully you'll like this video. This is obviously not a very upbeat video. It's no secret that we have a very major problem up front. I'll start off with the positives. You know, since Sarri's come in, alongside, you know, having Zola on his team as well, I think they've been a fantastic partnership. I think we've seen some wonderful football. There's not one fan that I can think of that doesn't appreciate going to the Bridge and watching the Blues play, because we have, you know, played some fantastic football. A lot of that was demonstrated against Liverpool at the weekend, not to mention, you know, against Cardiff City and wherever else we've been. You know, we've managed to scrape out results from very difficult games, and that's all down to their tactics and how he's working out the team. So I think the job that he's done to come in and do so is fantastic, and I definitely didn't expect it this season. So yeah, we've seen, you know, all sorts of star performances. Of course, we'll talk about Eden Hazard, and you know, he is our main man. But unfortunately, we have a major problem up front. We have a lack of goals in our team, and you would think from spending £70 million on a striker, and although we discuss it quite often, that we would be seeing a few more goals from him now. And, you know, I think it's sort of time to discuss whether or how long we actually give him. I've been very, very harsh on Morata. I think when he first came to Chelsea and he had a very good, you know, spell before he got injured, I was full of praise for him. I said he's going to be one of the Premier League's top goal scorers that year. I also said that I think he's going to prove everybody wrong, and then he seemed to have an injury and never really came back from that. So whether it's player confidence, I did put something out on our Instagram, CFC Fan TV, so have a look at that. It's very easy to remember, same as the channel. And I did put up a picture of him and just asked you guys what you think the main problem is. For me, Morata just doesn't suit the Premier League, and especially Chelsea. There's so much pressure when you come to Chelsea FC to do well instantly. We're not a club that really gives many players or managers much time to impress, and I think, unfortunately, that time is running out. Will he leave in January? It's highly unlikely. I mean, almost impossible. I think he'll still sit at the club till next summer, but I don't see this one working out. I think he's been given enough chances. I think when I watch his all-round play, fair enough, he's improved this season so far, but we haven't seen any outstanding performances from him. Fans are still very frustrated, and you can really tell when you go to the games, especially the away games, how frustrated fans get with him, because we don't want to see a player fall on the floor. We want to see you get up and fight and, you know, take, like I say, use your initiative and take the ball and do something with it. And we did see that against Arsenal, I think, for that was one spark in him that I saw, but you can't be that inconsistent. I think I saw one fan compare him to Fernando Torres today online, and although I think that might be a little bit of a stretch, I can see what they mean about just how he plays with the ball. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't know whether I completely agree with that, but I can see why fans aren't, you know, giving him the benefit of the doubt, because it's been too long now. It's been we're not far into this season at all, but I think you can see, you know, cracks in our season from the beginning, and they have to be rectified. Our midfield, you know, we heavily rely on Eden Hazard at the moment. We heavily rely on him to have a fantastic game. If he doesn't have a fantastic game, then we don't have the forward players to compensate for that. I think Giroud, for the amount he cost, is doing his job. I think if you look at how much we bought him for and how much time he's had on the pitch and his contribution to the club so far, I think, yeah, he could improve in a few areas, but other than that, I think he is, you know, doing the best that he can. With Morata, on the other hand, a £70 million striker is meant to be your star player, in my eyes. He's meant to be a star player. I think I read online this morning that him and Kepa cost a combined like 132 million or something like that, and none of them made the international squad or got any minutes there. Made the squad but didn't get any minutes. But Kepa's a completely different situation. He's an investment for the future, and we know that, and we had to we knew signing him, we'd have to give him a lot of time. Morata's already, you know, an established striker from a different league, so you would think that bringing him in, although he wasn't their main player over there, that he would be able to do a little bit of a better job than he's doing at the moment, and we just haven't seen that. I think I read something online as well. Rudiger said that, you know, the team want to improve individually as well to take the heat off of Eden Hazard. I read that in The Guardian yesterday, I think, on the Tube. And I completely agree. I mean, Rudiger's performances have been fantastic, but of course he's a defender. So I think by that reads to me as, you know, the further up the field we need to improve. And there's not one fan that can disagree that we haven't. That our forwards, you know, we don't go out onto the pitch and think, you know what, yeah, today is the day we're going to see a fantastic performance. I always really worry, especially if Eden Hazard isn't on the pitch. You know, he's going to have to be subbed off at some point. He's not a magician, although, I mean, he acts like one sometimes. It's too much of the pressure falls on him, and I think the only resolution for me would be if by December we haven't seen something from Morata that is an outstanding performance and a few good games, then the sooner he leaves the better. So if Morata were to leave, although it is very, very unlikely it's going to happen anytime soon, I do want to stress that to you, we don't want to give you false information, but a striker that I think would be a good fit for Chelsea Football Club is Gonzalo Higuain. He's got a very, very good relationship with Sarri. I read online that he said that Sarri was the only one that really wanted him to come to Chelsea in the summer. Whether or not that's true, of course, it's all hearsay. But they have a great partnership, and anybody that has a good relationship with our manager, who, let's face it, has gone above and beyond to impress the fans, impress the club, do a very, very good job, bring in a new style of football, a new style of play. For me, I would do whatever he wants to do. I know that we're not too keen on letting the managers have, you know, too much of the overall say in our signings. We've seen that in the past, especially Mourinho and whoever else, and Conte especially. But I do feel like it's a little bit of a different situation. I think it's the first time we're seeing very different football from us. I think it's the first time we're seeing an exciting way of playing football. I think it's the first time, not the first time in a while, but I think Eden Hazard's 100% improved. You know, his game against Liverpool midweek last week, and then again at the weekend, you know, he's so eager for it. He wants to be the star man, and of course he is. But I think that's all down to, you know, our new style of play, and I think the players are also enjoying it. So for me, to bring in a striker like that, who has already a very good relationship with Sarri, would already have that player confidence in him. Of course, coming to the Premier League is never easy, but I think with Sarri's help, with his guidance, he would do very, very well at Chelsea Football Club. So I think we can all agree that Morata isn't going anywhere in the near future. However, I suppose that leaves with resolution. How can we improve? How can we resolve this in the meantime? And if I'm being honest, I think we need Pedro back as soon as possible. I think we are going to rely heavily on our midfield. For me, I think Morata has now had his chance. I do want to give him up until Christmas, and I keep saying this. And by all means, if that's what Sarri thinks is best, I back whatever the manager thinks, because at the end of the day, it's a pleasure to go and watch the Blues play at the moment underneath him. So whatever he thinks is best, but I do think that I would give Giroud as many chances as possible. I think if we could build the team around that, and I think the only way to actually get some consistency here would be to stick with one striker. So if he wants to bring Morata on towards the end of games to try and get, you know, a late goal, a late winner out of him, then maybe that's the way to go. But for me, I would definitely start with Giroud from now on. So I think having Giroud up front for the time being is definitely the way forward. We've got some easy fixtures, not easy fixtures, no easy fixture in the Premier League. We are playing against some teams that are struggling. Southampton aren't having the best start to the season at all. We have them on Sunday, and then we have the Europa League midweek. So I think this will give a good time to rotate the squad a little bit. If he wants to play Morata in the Europa League, then I wouldn't be too opposed to that. I think our last Europa game, we maybe put out too much of a strong team. I think we need to prioritise the Premier League, because I think that we do have reserves on the bench more than capable of getting the results out of these midweek games. So with that said, please comment below and let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Morata? Do you think he's suited to the Premier League? Do you think it's time for him to go? So comment below, let me know your thoughts. I have put something up on Instagram, so if you want to take a look at that, please do. And of course, again, if you like this video, click the subscribe button.